Hello everyone, this is Shadow Dragon from the DCUO community. And now that the anniversary event is live, I thought I'd reshoot like the daily routine again, because I kind of had a lot of cobwebs while we were on the test server. Like I sort of remembered the pattern, but not sure why I did things that way. So here is a typical daily routine. This time it's from the villain side, and I'm shooting it with this character because it's actually been about a year since I created him. I created him during the anniversary event last year when they gave us the free 100 skip token. So that actually brings about another subject. Like, are they going to give us another gift this year? Because the actual anniversary, I think, is January 11th. So they could give us something then, even though the event is already in session. Okay, so here we are in the Hall of Doom. You're going to want to pick up this overall mission. And this one you can kind of ignore because it just says collect antimatter residue. You're going to get that automatically from whatever first mission you complete because the counter is really low. Now, I wish they would do that with some of the other zones that have high counters. Because I think you get more than one residue like per ad. So the first mission is going to complete this for you. Okay, so from the villain perspective in the base camp here, I typically pick up the north one first.
All right, the
oh wait, sorry, that's the overall.
Getting a stream of intel. Looks like a full-scale invasion of Quartians and Shadow Demons. That can only mean one thing. The Anti-Monitor. Seriously bad news. It's hard to turn a profit if everything's been turned to antimatter and gobbled up like popcorn. The Quartians have brought devices with them from the antimatter universe that target Exobytes. We do not want them to have the ability to disable your Exobytes, so let's destroy as many of the devices as we can to slow their progress.
Alright, so I picked up all of the missions, starting with the north one, going counterclockwise.
Playtime is over. Go steal antimatter technology away from the Quartians. Once the tech is in our hands, I can develop a way to fight it. Take out some of their officers too. Just because.
Okay, is he done? Alright. So, I start with Spire Blitz. Whether I'm on the hero or villain side. And the reason for that, at least last year, I got into this routine because it's the furthest away. And last year when you queued in here with a lower tune, the health would start out really low. So I basically traveled to the furthest point to regenerate health. That doesn't seem to be an issue this year, but another reason to keep this routine is like when you first log on, you're going to want to do the mission that's furthest away to build your supercharge for the one that's closer up, because the one that's closer up is mixed in with that weekly bounty, which you would probably want to be powered up for. So it's just a small reason, but I just got into that routine. Okay, so this Spire Blitz consists of 4 officers and 4 of these antimatter technology, but it crosses over with Exobytes gun Awry. Okay, so let's take this guy out. So the whole Spire Blitz, as long as you do some type of damage or interaction, this one does share credit correctly, even cross-faction. I wish they all did that consistently though, because Exobytes Gone already does not. So this is one of those nodes. I think you each have to at least do half damage on the device itself. Otherwise it doesn't split. So that one you want to be careful if someone is lurking around. because while you're interacting with the operator, he might be firing off like more than 50% damage on the device. So it's best to do that when you're away from everyone. And I'm actually at a disadvantage because this character has two-handed. So right after interaction, it has a slow start.
Continue gathering antimatter, my minions. Soon I will be strong enough to consume this world.
And it's even slower if the device is messing up your controls, because it will do that. See how slow two-handed is? If it was like one-handed or dual wield, you can definitely beat another player to it. Okay, so I need one more of these. Now, one of the things I don't like about this collect technology subquest task is that as usual with other quests, like the counter doesn't have isn't, I guess, mathematically in sync with the node, because you have to collect 4 of them, but each node has 3, so of course you're going to overkill it. But that's pretty typical with like a lot of the seasonals.
Nothing will be left of this universe except an endless font of paradox energy for me to feast on.
Now, these nodes are a little annoying for the ones that drain your power. It's a little bit better this year though, like because power regeneration, passive power regeneration is better overall. So by the Sign Spire, you can often kill 2 birds with a stone, knocking off both of those quests. Now this one with the Exobytes gone Awry quest, this one actually overlaps the other 2. So it's sort of the middle quest. The other reverse method that's just as efficient is if you did what I'm doing in reverse order. It's only inefficient if you do Exobytes gone Awry first, because that's in the middle of the other 2.
Destroying
So
some
that
of those
one's
Awry
gone.
Exobyte interference devices should allow us to pilfer and profit a bit from this mayhem. Get back to the base to report in.
And as you're traveling to that last bit, this strip right here, if no one has done it, has 3 officers. So you could clean that up pretty quickly on your way out, if you didn't get the officers from before.
Not bad. Bring that tech back to the forward base.
Okay, so let's highlight the last one. What's the antimatter?
Some scientists ran into the invasion zone trying to be heroic by reverting civilians who had been turned into antimatter. Morons. However, we do need people to take things from, so grab one of the devices near the terminal and get out there.
Alright, so on the way to the last one, you'll see that there's a lot of overlap with that middle quest. All these nodes here. And this last one also overlaps the bounty, as you can see there. So for the ones where you're preventing the conversion, you're looking for the shield icon. The more efficient nodes are the ones with more than one shield. And for the ones where you're reversing the antimatter conversion, you're looking for the white arrows, or they become dots if you're at the same level. And again, you want to hit the ones that have multiple. because there are a lot of single ones, but you want to hit as few nodes as possible to make this very fast. So this one had 2. There are some with 3. So if you get lucky, you might only have to hit 2 nodes for this one. Now something else I want to talk about as I'm doing this that I feel like it's different last year, but I don't quite remember, is the rewards for these missions. Because they kind of determine which alts I ran. Now, last year I kind of remember that you didn't get experience from doing this. I could be wrong. The thing is, I didn't shoot video of this last year, so I'll have to look up somebody else's. But I kind of remember running all of my alts, and the reason I would do that is if they didn't gain experience, because I don't want the sub 30 characters powering up from this. Because I'm the type where I like to do things like at the right level. And leveling is already like very quick. Like you're often higher than the level you're doing things. So if you add in these events, if they award experience, you're going to be even higher. Like you'll probably hit level 30 while you're doing level 15 missions if you do like all the events every day. So let's warp back and turn these in. So this year I noticed that it is awarding experience, because I initially started running some of the lower alts, but then I stopped. But these 3 missions, they're just going to give you the bombs and the mark. Bombs, mark, and shields. So the bombs and the shields you should save for the raid. The mark, obviously, you're going to save for the vendor stuff. But it's all of the weekly items that will award you gearboxes and stuff. So the bounty, Purge to Merge, gives you a large loot cache. And I think that's, if I remember correctly, that's a choice of 2 pieces of gear. So this is an item that will force you to gear up if you're the type that's trying to keep a character in the same tier. And remember, it's scaling gear now. So you're either going to run out of space or you're going to have to open everything and level up. That's just something to keep in mind, because I know there's a small audience that tries to stay in relevancy while they're farming stuff. Something new to this year, which I'll probably cover in a separate video, I don't want to do it on this character, is this mission here. They tied it in with the Earth 3 content. So you do this, there's a short instance that gives you like a section of the Panopticon. And this will also award you a choice of 2 pieces of gear. So it's another thing that forces you to gear up. So definitely do those if you're trying to gear up, but omit them if you're not. There's no feat for that one. There is a feat for the bounty, though. There are a number of feats centering around the bounty, so you're going to want to do that. But this one is a daily. So you almost have to gear up if you're going to do this one daily. The bounty, since it's weekly, you're only going to get 4 of those in time span of this event, so you don't have to worry too much about doing that. I recommend doing that whether you're gearing up or not. The other thing regarding rewards is the weekly raid. You are safe to do that if you're trying to stay the same level, because while this one does give you a choice of armor, there's also a mix where you can choose like a base item, a mark, and probably some other stuff. But for, it's called a Centennial Collapse. Yeah, for this one, you can opt to never pick the armor. So it's safe to do this with a level 30 tune that is not tearing up. Okay, just wanted to cover that. I'll probably save the Panopticon instance for a separate video. But enjoy the event, and thanks for watching.